What is happening, guys? My name is Wiz, and today we got another video about Wild Hearts. So today we are going to talk about the weapons that have been introduced, and there are a lot of information about them out there. So we're going to take this opportunity to talk about them, and let me know which one do you think you are going to use first out of all those weapons with all those gimmicky. Let me know which one you think you're gonna wield first, and I would be glad to talk about it in the comment section. So I appreciate your participation. In any case, now these weapons, now if you play games like Monster Hunter, you know weapons can be fun when you're fighting monsters. Now as far as Wild Hearts is concerned, the weapons that you have been seeing in trailers and stuff, they all have their own unique way to interact with them, the way you have to use them. They have combos, they have special attack, they have all those things that you're gonna have to learn to actually have fun with the game, and then just go kill those kimono, otherwise known as monsters. Also, one thing you have to keep in mind, even though there's about 8 weapons that we know about so far, we don't know how many they're gonna add, but with all these weapons, they all can be crafted multiple times with multiple types. That way you have a lot more than 8 weapons that you can use, because you have elemental weapons. In order for you to craft a weapon, in order for you to actually make your weapon the way you want, you have to hunt. You also have to gather materials, and that way you can make the weapons the way you want to. But what we're going to do today, we're going to show you all the weapons that exist as of now that have been put on the website for the game for you to get the information. I will leave links in the description. That way, if you want to go in depth as far as looking at the weapons, how they work, what they do, instead of looking at videos and stuff, until we have the opportunity to put our hands on the game, which is tomorrow on February 13, 2023. I can't wait to actually get my hands on those weapons and start using them. But the first one that we are going to talk about is going to be the Karakuri Katana. It's just like one of those long sword that you can see in other games, and it looks pretty good. And the Karakuri Katana is a mid-weight short-range weapon that is very easy to handle according to the information that we have before, but I am pretty sure you're gonna get your hands on it so you can use it. As you can see what they look like, you just have to go get your hands on it and then just start slashing those kimonos. In any case, the next one that we're going to talk about is the Nodachi. Now the Nodachi is one of those heavyweight close range kind of weapon, and it is very slow. Just like you see in some of the game, the heavy weapons are kind of slow, but they deal pretty big damage. So you just got to get your hands on it and start using it. Next, we have the bow. Now, you can't have a hunting game without having bows. Now, the bow is one of those long-range weapons. You just got to learn the weapon and then just go do what you got to do. Again, all these weapons, they got their own special attacks. They got their own special move, and all you got to do is just put your hands on them and start using them. Now, our next weapon we're going to talk about is the bladed Wagasa. Now, the Wagasa is just an umbrella, but according to information that we have, this is the only weapon in the game that you can use to parry the kimonos. Now, it is good to know that this weapon is the only weapon that can do that. That gives you some motivation to actually go out there and then try this weapon and try to parry those kimonos. But, you know, do what you got to do. Now, our next weapon is the Canon. It's a long-range heavy weapon. As you've been seeing in the trailers, this weapon is very powerful, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us are going to gravitate toward this weapon because, hey, who wants to bring a sword to the monster fight when you can bring a cannon? So I know we're going to put our hands on this thing and try to do some damage. Now, as you know, all the weapons are very special, and the heavy cannon is one of them, because you have to manage this weapon in order for you to continue to be successful with it, because if it hits up too much, then you won't be able to use it, and then you have to take a break from it. So just something to keep in mind if you're gonna use this weapon. Now, our next weapon is the Clawblade, and as you can see, this thing looks exactly like the dual blade, and although it may not play the same way as you normally play a dual blade, this weapon is a lightweight weapon. It's very powerful, and you use a lot of aerial combat using this weapon. So now that you know that, all that needs left to be done is for you to go out there and try this weapon. Maybe you'll be flying all over the place and killing monsters. Now, our next weapon is the Karakuri Staff, and this weapon is what you would call the jack of all trades, because this weapon can turn into 5 different weapons because it is special. So I'm sure you see some of the gameplay about this weapon. I am going to get my hands on these weapons when I get to play the game for 10 hours tomorrow, and I am going to give this a try because I think it is a pretty cool weapon. Now, our next and final weapon is the Maul. Now, this is just a big hammer. It looks like a barrel when you look at it, but it's a heavy hitter. Now, it's a slow weapon, just like you would imagine, but it hits very hard. So anyway, you just got to try it to see if you like it or not. And I am going to try it as soon as I get the opportunity to, once I try all the other weapons that I want to. If not, if you're going to play the game, you'll get the chance to use them when the game actually launches on February 17, 2023. So guys, don't forget to let me know in the comment section which weapon you plan to use first and which one do you think is going to be your favorite. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.